Hey, Cmax here. Gonna do a video on a couple of rifles. They're very similar, um, and some background. These rifles have been in my family for a long time. First, let me introduce them to you. This is the Remington 514. It is a single shot bolt action rifle. There is no magazine. It's one at a time, and you just feed it right into the chamber one at a time. Shoots short, long, and long rifle. This is a Remington 511 Scoremaster. Now, this was my grandfather's, then it was my father's, and unfortunately now it's mine. Only unfortunately because they're both gone now. But very similar rifles. And this was actually my very first rifle. I think in some of the other videos you've heard me say I've been shooting since I was 5 years old. Well, that's what I started on. Some of my favorite memories was of myself and my grandfather. Actually, one of the best memories I have of my grandfather. He would take me up in North Georgia where they lived. We'd go out dirt road and park on one side of the road. I'd go out on the other side of the road into the bank, set up my little army men, and then get back over there by the car with him and start to shoot my little plastic green army men with my 511 here. It's an excellent gun. It sat in the safe for years and years and years, and I always liked it. But with the Ruger 1022s and everything else, a single shot bolt action rifle. I mean, what are you going to do? You just put one in at a time. It's just not real practical anymore. Great weapon to teach someone on. Although to teach my daughters, I did buy the Henry Mini Bolt, and it's got a couple. It's actually even safer than this one, and I'll do a video on it and explain why that is and the difference as well. But the 511 here has a 24-inch barrel. The 514 has a 24-inch barrel. The 511 has a 25-inch barrel, so that's pretty good length. I have a squirrel problem here. I live in Georgia, and the tree rats are everywhere. So I had bought a Gammo air rifle to kill squirrels with. Well, I don't like the Gammo air rifle. It was an extreme waste of money in my opinion. It's a piece of junk. If you happen to like Gammo, more power to you. I've got it over there and I'll sell it to you. You just let me know. It's got 1,000 feet per second, but I prefer this one. But I do live in a residential area. I mean, we all have an acre lot each, so it's a nice setup, but still some people get a little weird if they hear you shooting. Well, I took care of that when I ran across, and let me get a box of the ammunition here. CCI CB shorts. Let's see here. Let's get some light on it so you can actually see it. CB shorts. Says it has 710 feet per second. I actually did chronograph them the last time I was out. I did it in my Taurus 94 model pistol, 5-inch barrel, and that was pretty accurate on the feet per second based on the Pro Chroning. But this doesn't have any powder in it. It's projected by the primer. So shooting this out of this long barrel is actually quieter than the Gammo air rifle is. So when I ran across that, I was like, holy cow, now I can shoot my original gun, do it in the yard. Nobody even knows I'm doing it. It's so quiet, and I've killed many a squirrel with one shot, but sometimes it takes more than one shot. But that's even true with a long rifle. If you've done any squirrel hunting, you know that those things can be pretty tough. It's a tack driver, as dear old dad used to say. It will hit what you aim at. Now, the Scoremaster. It's probably been 40 years. I don't even remember shooting this gun. It's very nice, but it's sentimental. It is magazine fed. You can see it's got the little pin that shows you, it drops down when you fire it, but it's very similar. It has 5 or 6 round magazines as well as 10. Now you can still buy mags for it because it covers 511, 513, 521s, I think some other models. I got this particular 10 rounder from, as you can see, Brownells. You can see it. Let me get up on here. So that's pretty cool. Let me get a little specs on it here, just to go through some numbers. All right, on the 514, the overall length is 41.5 inches. The weight's a little over 4 pounds. 24-inch barrel. The trigger is about a little 5.13 pounds. So the trigger's pretty good. That's pretty easy. And of course, wood stock. That's, all the original stuff on it. Some people put scopes on it, but that you have to drill. It just doesn't have any places for it. Now, on the 514, they made them from 48 to, looks like 76. And this little simple single shot rifle, they made 757,000 of them. So, it was popular and pretty good. I'm sure it didn't cost that much. This one was actually free. So the story goes, my father won it at a hardware store as a door prize when I was 5 years old, or 4, something like that, in the mid-60s. And boom, I've got my own rifle. Can't tell you how proud I was of it as well. One cool thing about when I used to go shoot my grandfather, made my father really proud, was my grandfather coming back and telling my father how safe I was with the weapon. I found out about that later, and that sure did make me smile. Safety, these things are fun, but they're not fun if you're dangerous. They're just not. On this one, like I said, I haven't shot it, or if I did, it was so long ago, I don't remember. I do remember my father talking about it, and it's quote unquote a tack driver as well. I don't know that I'll ever shoot it. When we get done with the video here, I'm gonna do a number on it and set it up for long-term storage. I possibly will do a video about what I'm doing for long-term storage on it as well, but not right now. They didn't make as many of the Scoremasters. Let's see, they made it from 39, let's see, 39 to 63. And it should do the 22 shorts, long and long rifle. Let's see. No, there's only a smoothbore model that does the 22 shorts, it looks like. Nope, they made a smoothbore model for the shot cartridges. Interesting. But these are rifles, so the barrel is rifled on that. I do have a video of me popping the squirrel out in the backyard with this one and the CB shorts. Now I know there's other low noise 22 rounds. I have shot some of them, and for whatever reason, I think they may have been slightly quieter, but they didn't have near as much knockdown as these do as far as hitting the squirrel. So it works good, sticking with it. Takedown on it, super easy. You just pull the trigger and the bolt comes right on out. Get my hand out of the way. Boom. There's not much else to it. There's really no reason to go in here unless you're going to repair it. Weird thing about it though, the serial number is underneath, so you would have to remove this screw. She just comes apart. I mean, there's just nothing to it. Basic, simple, basic quality, made in America. When this gun was made, of course it was made in the United States. Everything was. Now, it's a novelty to be made in the United States. Isn't that sad? But that's it. As you can see, very similar except for the magazine. What she looks like. With the 10 rounder in. That's what she looks like. The smaller magazine sits flush into it, so they look virtually identical. Of course, this is a lot darker. I believe my grandfather probably put some kind of oil on it. Keep the wood in good shape. It's nice and smooth. It's in really good shape. It's got a little nick here. And the butt plate is cracked. And I didn't notice that until I took it out of the gun safe today. Looked at this one. They look the same. Well, looked up the parts. They are the same. So got to get me one of those here soon. Just want the gun back in good shape. Well, that's it for this one. I'm going to show you the film that I took with my action cam with this one and the squirrel out in the back. I appreciate you watching. You have a great day. Don't forget the safety rules. Every gun is loaded. Finger off the trigger. Always point in the safe direction. Every time you pick it up, you check that action to see if it's clear. Have a great day. Hey, Cmax here. Got to thinking about the CCI CB22 short ammunition I was talking about earlier, and got to think about that and realized, I don't have any definitive proof that there is no powder in these things. I was told that, but I've never seen anything about it. I've read, it doesn't state. So I thought I would pull one apart and see. Excuse me. Do not try this at home. This is rimfire ammunition, and I didn't have a setup for like the bullet puller that I would normally use. So I had to rig something here. Do not recommend you doing this. I'm going to be extremely careful, and do not do it at home. If you do, it's on you, not on me. But here we go. I'm going to pull this out and see if there's any powder in it. Okay, and it feels like the bullet's coming off. I hope. Yeah, looks like it is. Just bear with me here. Almost there. Boom. Okay, so there's the bullet. And let's see here. Aha! There is some powder in it. Hold on, let me go get scale. Let me make sure this is all balanced. Hold on, and it is almost dead on. Let's see here. All right, so my suspicions were correct. This typically is considered firearm ammunition. It says subsonic, low noise, but it doesn't say powderless. So let's see how much powder's in there. There it is. Not a lot, but it doesn't take a lot sometimes. Let's see, can you see that? Let's get it up here to the camera. Well, let me get this other light over here on it so you can see. It's kind of silver looking powder. I don't know what kind of powder it is, but that's it right there. Let's see if I can tell. Looks like. So I was incorrect in saying it was projected by the primer only, as I was told. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to set this down. We'll cut away because I've got the camera mounted to the wall, so I can set it up and put it on the magnetic dampening balance scale. So I'll be right back. Okay, got the camera set up here. Let me go get the pen and let's put it on here. Let's see. Probably reach it better from this other side here. Okay, it's in there. And let's see now. Well, it doesn't weigh much, but about probably a grain or two. Let's try some tenths here. Let's see here. That's 2/10. That's pretty close. Yeah, it's just a shade over 2/10. That's as low as I can go with it. Let me come around here and zoom in. Just on. Sorry guys, my camera's not the best. But as you can see, let's lock that in there. As you can see, it's just a hair over, and that's with just 2/10 of a grain. So it's got 2/10 of a grain of some kind of powder. So I want to apologize for telling y'all it was pushed by the primer. Got to thinking about it, and I was like, I don't want to say that because I don't know 100% for sure. So glad I checked. Like firearms, you learn something every day. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.